You guys might think I'm joking with this next sentence, but Lane Thomas of the Nationals, he was ejected without saying anything. He was ejected for looking at the umpire. Carlos Correa, he's having the best week of his life, which is saying a lot because he's been elite for quite some time. So if he's having his best week ever, what is he doing? Randy Arozarena is officially back in the trade rumor talks. He's on the block according to a lot of reports across baseball. One team they are really honing in to try and trade for Randy. And speaking of trade talks, the White Sox, they have two superstars and Luis Robert Jr. and Garrett Crochet. Other teams are foaming at the mouth to try and get him, and the White Sox, they might be getting a king's ransom for either of their services. All of that and more in today's MLB Recap. And just a reminder, Recap is presented by SeatGeek. Use code Fuzzy to save 20 bucks off all of your tickets. And if you guys play daily fantasy sports, be sure to download Underdog Fantasy. My code Fuzzy gets any new user a $250 bonus cash credit and a free pick'em. Don't miss out. The Royals have been awful lately when it comes to taking an early lead, and it seems like every single game they're down a few runs after the first inning. Starter Alec Marsh said F that, and his slider was working in the first inning. Soto and Judge are both down swinging. That's got to feel really good. And now Alec Marsh is winning. Vinny Pasquantino, he sent one to deep left center, and the Royals, they get 2 runs on 1 swing, but now we have some drama. Bobby, he was picked off and then thrown out at second, but manager Matt, if I botched this, I'm sorry, Matt Quattraro, he said Volpe was blocking the bag, and to me it looked like it. Maybe I got something wrong, but he was ejected for the first time as the Royals manager. He was fired up. Alec Marsh said, "Coach, I got this." 7 scoreless innings with 7 strikeouts against the mighty Yankees. And by the way, he took a no-hitter into the 7th inning when Juan Soto, he ruined it. They gave him a standing ovation, and Marsh, he reset. He strikes out Aaron Judge for strikeout number 6. And then he got Volpe for strikeout number 7. That's the 21st out, so 3 times 7, quick maths. Here's more maths. If the Yankees got 1 on a Rizzo home run and Volpe, he grounded out for an RBI, and those were followed up by a Soto ripping single and Grisham scoring, how many runs is that? 3. You're right. So it's 3-2 Yankees. Clay Holmes, he's out for the save, but to get on, he's got a 1.3 whip on the season, which is kind of scary, and this is why. His 9.3 hits per 9 really bit him in this one. Maikel Garcia, he has been a glitch with runners in scoring position, and we've been talking about that all year. He walks it off. In my opinion, that is the biggest W of the year for the Royals, and I'm not saying that Clay Holmes has been bad this year, but I'll say this. That 1.8 ERA, it's a little bit misleading. He's been very hittable this year. That Yankees loss could be big for the Orioles. They can get within 1.5 games of first place if they can beat the struggling Braves, but Marcell Ozuna of the Braves, he drove in 2. He makes it 2-zip for Ronaldo Lopez, who has basically been right-handed Sandy Koufax to start this year. I know everyone over the age of 50 probably just clicked off the video. I'm joking, but Ronaldo, he has been insane. He got a 3rd run of support after Ozzie Flair went to left field. He was 3 for 3 by the 4th inning. Arcia, he went to left field as well. His was a liner though. Kelnick, he scored all the way from first base. Ronaldo Lopez, man, like he doesn't throw 100 like he used to when he was a relief pitcher, but when you're throwing 96 and still holding stuff back, that's insane. He has a 1.69 ERA in 12 starts. Braves fans, they wish that he was still out there because Kyle Stowers, he sat back on the off speed. 440 feet later, it's a 3-run tater and a 1-run game, but the Braves, they got a break. Perez, he spiked a fastball. Harris, he walked in for their 5th run, and Olsen, he made it 6 runs on an extra base hit. Ozzie, he had 2 doubles. Olsen has 3 RBIs over the last 2 games. Raisel Iglesias, he got the save for save number 17. I feel like the Braves are close to breaking out. They're very close. I say that after they've been awful for a month. But anyways, we're going to skip to the 6th inning of this Marlins and Mets game. Luis Severino Sevy, he had a beautiful start ruined by an Oppo Taco courtesy of Jake Burger. By the way, speaking of burgers, I was debating with some friends yesterday who has the best fast food burger in the world. Let me know in the comments. Is it In-N-Out, Whataburger, Five Guys? Who's got the #1 burger? This is for science, okay? Strictly science. Jake, he gave Roddery Munoz a lead, and Munoz, this dude was sick. He had a no-no through 5 innings. He also had a few punch-outs. One of those were of Bader, but Harrison, he got some payback, and he ruins the no-hitter. But shout out to Roddery. He went 6 shutout, 1 base hit. That is nothing to scoff at. By the way, shout out to Sevy. Just a home run to Burger. He's got a 3.1 ERA on the season. Jazz, he tacked on another. He went 2 for 4. That's his 10th home run of the year. He's doing very good for a guy who's overrated. Now, I do have to show this RBI double play from Starlin Marte because that brought it to a 1-run game. And Edwin Diaz, he looked like normal Edwin Diaz. He was frying people, tossing 100 with ease. He got Otto Lopez to chase, and now he gets a W. JD Martinez, he walks it off on a 2-run Oppo blast. That's his first career walk-off home run. He's got 16 extra base hits, 20 21 RBIs in 41 games. He's on a 1-year deal, so he's 100% going to get traded. I know this is a random transition, but I have a question, another question for you guys. Is Christian Walker officially a top 3 first baseman? Like, honestly, has he passed Matt Olson? Because the top 2 have to be Freddie Freeman and Bryce Harper, right? But is Walker in there now? He had a 3-run home run in the first, and then this was the longest home run by a Diamondback all year, a benchmark that he set the game prior with a 451-foot home run. He went 464 on that swing. He's got 15 home runs, 46 RBIs, 6 defensive run saves already. That started an avalanche of scoring as Kevin Newman. He punched one the other way for 2 more RBIs, Jock Peterson. He had 5 RBIs in like a half an hour, a 430-foot grand slam in the 7th. He and Walker just deleted baseballs today. There's an RBI single in the 7th. Jock is hitting 290 with 8 home runs and a 155 OPS plus. The platoon is working perfectly. The Snakes, they win by 10, and I cannot forget to mention Brandon Pfaadt's performance. He allowed 4+ in 3 consecutive starts, so he rebounds for 8 strikeouts over 6, allows just 1 run. Arizona, they're not out of the playoff race just yet. They have so much talent on paper, they can bounce back. Diamondbacks are going to be fighting with the Cubs and like 7 other NL teams for a wild card spot. Now, staying with the Cubs, Wisdom, he tried to pull a Javier Baez versus the Pirates a few years ago where he got in a rundown and ended up being saved. Patrick wanted them to try and chase him down and overthrow it, but instead he's out. But he did want something like that. PCA, he bunted, and the Rays, they cannot make the play at home. Wait, is this 3 bunts in a row? It is. I haven't seen that in like 10+ years. Small ball was back yesterday. Those 2 runs were unearned, and Taj Bradley, he just got flat out mad because of that. He had 11 strikeouts, 8 strikeouts on the splitter. That is the most by any starting pitcher this year on an off-speed pitch. Justin Steele, he kept up with ease. He retired the first like 16 of 17 Rays that he faced. He's out after 6 shutout innings with 5 strikeouts. He's in line for the W, or is he? Josh Lowe, he singled the other way to make it 2-1. Josh, he then stole second base, so after Ben grounded out to tie it, Jose Siri scores. Yandy, he knocked in the go-ahead. Josh Lowe scores. And if we're being fair, this is one of the better walk-off web gems you'll ever see. Taylor Walls. Now, if you guys did not know, Tampa Bay, they actually DFA'd hard-hitting Harold Ramirez. Harold Ramirez is gone. They had to make room for Taylor Walls, and they're kind of patting themselves on the back right now because he just saved that game. Now, before we talk about the Red Sox patting themselves on the back, apparently Randy Arozarena is back on the chopping block. There were rumors swirling in the offseason that he was going to get traded, but those rumors quickly fizzled out. The Guardians are apparently interested. Randy, he's a free agent after the 2026 season. He's hitting 171 with 71 strikeouts. Maybe it's a bad time to move him. Kind of the same thing for Bo Bichette. They're both struggling right now. Those 2 guys, Bo Bichette and Randy, would be perfect adds to a Cleveland lineup who is overperforming right now. They need a righty bat. So do you think that Cleveland should make a trade with the Rays again? They don't really have a great track record aside from the Savali and Manzardo trade. I mean, the Rays stole Yandy Diaz, Junior Caminero, Ahmed Rosario looks better. Same thing for Richie Palacios. Every former Cleveland player who goes to Tampa Bay breaks out, so maybe we shouldn't. But those are the rumors right now. Bo Bichette and Randy Arozarena, kind of the biggest names right now on the chopping block. Like I said a few moments ago, the entire Boston lineup should be patting themselves on the back for what they did to the Phillies. 9 runs, and they did it versus Aaron Nola. Valdez, he doubled to put himself in scoring position. And Reese, he spanked one. I'm telling you, that joke will never get old. I'm sorry if you're a Reese McGuire fan. Boston now has 2 runs after Dom Smith. He singled home Reese. And Jarren Duran, how about a 5th double for the Red Sox? Aaron Nola has never allowed 5 doubles in 1 start. The Red Sox had 5 in the first 2 innings. So yeah, Boston, they erupted. But the Phillies, they have June Schwarber. He clears the bases. That ball probably leaves in half the amount of ballparks. I didn't do the research. But center field in Boston is just so vast. Hold on a second. What was that? Jarren, he was handed a walk when it should have been called a strike. Who knows what happens after that? But David Hamilton, he extends the inning with an RBI. This is all with 2 outs, by the way. Tyler Broneal, he showed off the muscle. His dad was a famous power lifter, so now we know why he's so completely jacked. He's got 12 home runs, but only 22 RBIs. That's crazy. Boston, they score 9. They had 7 doubles. They're 35 and 34. When you have Tanner Houck, you have Cutter Crawford, Nick Pivetta, that's a nasty rotation, and I would not be shocked if Boston went on a wild card run. Once they get back a Tristan Casas, maybe Garrett Whitlock. I don't know if Whitlock is lost for the season, but if he comes back, I do like the Red Sox on paper. Same kind of story for the Cardinals. To me, they're the NL version of the Red Sox. I mean, when you have Mason Wynn breaking out, that's a triple right there. Goldie, he's raking. I mean, I got to put that in kind of air quotes, raking. I say it lightly because he's been pretty bad this year, but that is a great combination if Wynn is breaking out and Goldie is starting to come around and rake. Pedro Pages, he got another run home off of Mitch Keller, who has been fantastic over the last month. Jose Fermin, he scores after he tripled, and now it's new ball game time. Reynolds, he torched one off of Lynn, like actually off of him, and O'Neal Cruz, he let the ball travel. He smoked a 2-run knock to left field, but this is why I like St. Louis. Brendan Donovan, he flat out rakes. He put the Cardinals back in front again. I know they only scored 4. They have so many guys who can contribute. You have Mason Wynn breaking out, Nolan Arenado, Goldie, Nolan Gorman, Alec Burleson, Brendan Donovan. Dylan Carlson looks better as of late, and if they can add a guy like Garrett Crochet, I think that Garrett Crochet in Redbird Red would be a perfect addition to that team. The Cardinals, they take 2 of 3 from the Pirates, and now they're tied with San Francisco in the wild card. They would make the playoffs if the season ended today, I think. I mean, since we brought him up, we might as well show his masterpiece. Garrett Crochet, with his leg kick and extension, is one of the most entertaining pitchers I've ever seen. It looks completely miserable to face this guy. 6'6", throws 97 plus. You just saw J.P. Crawford and Dylan Moore whiff, and they strike out. J-Rod, he grounds out for a 1-2-3 first inning. Andrew Vaughn, again, he didn't have a home run for the first 36 games of the season. Now he has 8 in his last 28, and this guy, he would get a king's ransom. I know it sounds crazy because I have zero faith in the front office right now, or at least the former front office. Now they have a new guy in there. Maybe they trade Luis Robert Jr. and Garrett Crochet, because if they actually do that, they can completely retool their farm system and add to guys like Colson Montgomery, Noah Schultz. If they trade Garrett Crochet and Robert, again, they can get 10 top 10 prospects from a couple teams. Tyler Locklear, he got to Garrett Crochet. Tyler's hyped up, and that's his first big league home run. He should be hyped up, but I think that made Garrett mad. He had 13 strikeouts in 7 innings. On top of that, he only allowed 2 base hits and he walked 2, which is not usual for him. His skill set is nearly unmatched, and are you kidding me? See, for Crochet's sake, this is why I want him gone and traded. Michael Kopech, what are you doing? I mean, that's not the worst pitch in the world. That's a 6 swing from J-Rod, but Garrett has another win stolen from him. Kopech has easily been one of the most disappointing dudes in baseball. He's got a 5 ERA and a near 6.5 walks per 9 since last year. Now, fortunately, the White Sox did scrape across one more. Andrew Vaughn grounded out, and Tanner Banks, he had a clean bottom of the 10th inning. The White Sox on paper, they were once considered a threat for the World Series not too long ago. Now they're 18-52. From former World Series favorites to actual World Series winners, Texas, they won a series in LA for the first time since 1999. Nathaniel Lowe, he put it in play to score Josh Smith, and Wyatt Langford, he brought MLB The Show to real life. I mean, look at these RBI base hits. They both blooped into shallow right field. I'm tossing my controller. It's in 8,000 pieces if that happens to me. Speaking of MLB The Show, I've brought this up before, but Andy Pages of the Dodgers, he is a legit top 10 competitive player in MLB The Show. I'm not even joking. He gets LA on the board. He has 7 home runs. He's also top 16% in sprint speed, so he's ridiculously good at baseball. That was the only run that Michael Lorenzen let up, and if you're not looking, please look at this. The game prior, David Robertson, he struck out Betts, Ohtani, and Freeman in order. He did it again. Down goes Betts. Ohtani, he chases at the curveball, and Freddie, he's out as well. Mookie, Ohtani, Freddie just went 0 for 6 with 6 strikeouts against one dude. Kirby Yates, he pulled a D-Rob. He got all 3 outs via the strikeout. So you have Scherzer almost back. DeGrom is going to be back in August. The Rangers, they could be a late bloomer, and just how their season's supposed to go. They have so many injuries. I'm going to spare you guys from some sac flies and singles, everything like that. Look at this strike 3 call in the 6th inning. Lane Thomas, he's in total shock. He got ejected for staring, like not even joking. He said nothing, and he was tossed for looking at the umpire. What a soft umpire. Casey Mize, he was grateful for that call. He got Eddie Rosario to pop up. Mize, he allowed 1 run over 6 innings, and now he's in line for the W. Justin Henry Malloy, he put a charge into his 2nd career home run, and now Mize is no longer able to get the W. Vargas, he had 2 sac flies. His first was in the 4th, but at least the Tigers fought back. Andy Ibanez, he basically pulled a Vladimir Guerrero. I mean, he reached and threw his bat at that baseball. It lands. That's an RBI. Then you have Canna lifting a sac fly. It's 4-2, and everything seems to be going up the middle. Another one, Riley Green. The Tigers just won't stop hitting it up the middle. Okay, they stopped right there. Henry Malloy, who already has a home run, he now has a 2-run double on top of that, so a big 3 RBI day for the rookie. The Tigers, they continue to show promise, especially on the pitching side of things, and their offense is now top 6 in runs scored over the last week. Imagine if they start clicking everywhere. Minnesota is way out in front in terms of runs scored over the last week because they put up 17 the game before. It was Prince night, by the way, in Minnesota, so this was a lot of fun. Tyler Soderstrom has been a man the last 72 hours. He cranks his 3rd home run over the last 4 games, so I don't think that's 72 hours, but you know what I'm saying. Despite that, the Twins, they still won pretty easy. Byron Buxton, he picked up Joe Ryan with a 2-run chopper up the gut, and Carlos Correa, he might be having the best week of his life. He got it past Zach Geloff in the 3rd, so another RBI. Buxton's speed came in clutch in the 4th. He was blistering down the line. He's there in under 4 seconds. He eventually scores as Austin Martin kind of grounded one the other way. He beat out the double play. Joe Ryan, he settled in nicely after that 2-run hater to Soderstrom. He struck out 5 over 7 innings, which means he's gone 5+ innings in 17 consecutive games. Having a dude like him in your rotation is huge because he's going to try and go 6, 7, 8 innings every single game because he does not want his bullpen to get taxed. I love Joe Ryan. He only allowed 3 base hits as well. Correa, maybe the best week of his life. He goes to the 2nd deck. He's now hitting 546 over the last 8 games. He was hitting 247 at the start of that stretch, and now on the year, again, that started on June 6th, 8 games later, he's now hitting 300 on the season. That's why we love baseball. One hot stretch can completely change the perspective of your entire season. The Twins, the 37-32, health is key. Buxton, Lewis, and Correa, they can carry you to a playoff spot. Well, that does it for today's recap. Thank you guys so much for watching. And by the way, I've been editing my videos over the last 2 weeks, but my editor, Pesky Talk, he's officially back. He's got some videos cooking for you guys on his channel. Make sure you guys subscribe to him. Catch you guys in the next one, and enjoy the web gems.
Right side, Santana. Brilliant diving stop.
Even up to Fred Freeman's 106.
Up the middle he goes here. Betts to the bag, running throw.
And on the first pitch, this one is popped up. See if Bethencourt has room, and he...
And this one definitely not a homer. It's to shallow center. Harris hustling. He's...
Rip center. Pacey. 7 through 4. JP, does he have enough? Yes, he does.